hear me. I had to use my phone for this live because the internet's not great where I'm at. So if it drops in and out, I'll try to do it the best I can. There might be a bit of a lag. But I was watching a few things and I saw where it was saying that now that they have discovered this blood shrine, I believe, of Maya Millete's. So we kind of want to go ahead and see what that's about and what like Larry is thinking about when he did that. And then good morning to Diana, Tammy, Chief, Health Works for us. And again, welcome everybody. So what I'm kind of going to do is I will try to turn the camera down like this the best you can see the cards. It'll probably be backwards though, or I'll face them towards y'all the best that I can. But either way, like I said, we're going to kind of just go ahead and try to tap into what was going on in Larry's mind before when he was doing this altar and when he was claiming that Maya was cheating and that he was going to, leave or she wanted a divorce or, whatever. Well, I can't remember who he claimed asked for it. I think he said she did, but we'll go ahead and see. So, but the decks that I want to use for it actually is not right with me. Hold on one second. Where's that World Z one? Alright, sorry. I wanted to use one of the new decks for it because I thought it would be very fitting. It has like since he did do the blood shrine, we're gonna see what that's all. I need the whole box. Just see what it's about. So, hold on, let me see which one I'm going to use. Hey, Sunflower, how are you? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use I'm going to use the Cocaine Tarot with the Deviant Moon Tarot. And if I have to use other ones in the place of it, I will. How are you doing? So we'll use the Dark Mirrors too to see what that was about. And then I have a couple other ones that I have chakra cards, some oracle cards to kind of see the Healing Yourself Tarot too as well. We kind of just want to see what was going on. So. Keeping you busy already, Sunflower? Chico? Cute name. So, we're actually okay. We're gonna switch it one more time now that I'm thinking about it, just because. All right, so we're gonna use the Tarot of Dreams though instead of the Gothic one, just because the pictures are better, and we'll keep the Cocaine Tarot because it's also the pictures are good for that. I like that better. Oh, you got a Gemini puppy too? Alright, so again, this will be the Tarot of Dreams. Slay the baseboard to see what was going on in Larry's mind when he made this altar. What was going on, like, leading up to, obviously, her disappearance. What it has to do with the altar. In any way, shape, or form. Because, obviously, if anybody has seen the picture, it's covered with quite an amount of blood and quite a few other things. It looks like candle binding had been done, some sort, and there's also other things with kind of what also looks like marks of possible blood or sigils, anything like that written on it maybe. So we'll kind of see what it is. Hi, Diary of a Mystic, how are you? And thank you for joining us. If y'all have not yet checked out Diary Mystic, please do. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started with what was going on with the shrine type thing. Where was this coming from? Was this like, I don't feel like this was a brand new behavior. Not to the level that you see him when you look at what he did, as far as how he put it together, it doesn't look like he was an amateur. So, we're going to find out more about Larry Millete. Find out where his mind frame was before she went missing, what he was doing with the altar, things like that, then during her disappearance. And so if it drops out, I apologize, or if it lags, I do apologize. Once it uploads, it should be a little bit better. So, whatever, leading up to her going missing, as far as, how he was before they got married, during the marriage, was he always like this? What's going on with that energy? Alright, so King of Cups. So this is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy. It is representing water energy. In reverse, that is, I did ask about his energy. So it is saying that he is emotionally unstable. I think you very much see that with how he kind of has handled things so far. And also just that he has a lack of emotion, and the things with the altar and things like that are very off. So he is emotionally unavailable or detached, and always seems to have been. So let's go ahead and see what the King of Cups, what else is the King of Cups here for Larry? The spirit guides, ancestor, source, guardians of the galaxy, and guardian angels can come in and give us a better picture as why the King of Cups is here for him. Because of the Eight of Swords. So he has always felt that, like, communication, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, I feel like this is him also feeling stuck by communication, but I do feel like this is also how he's made others feel. Kind of like how he would make Maya feel, probably like he would make her feel like there was probably a lot of gaslighting, mental abuse, things like that. She's not really sure where it's coming from. It's almost like if she was able to loosen like that blindfold and the bounds, she could possibly see better where it was coming from, but he kind of kept her under wraps, so it kept that energy down. But I do think he thought about things like this quite often, and I think he was always quite aggressive with the sword energy when he needed to be. You do see with their hands kind of reaching out there. So with the next one, it also shows with water and fire. So it's going to be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. It's imbalance. So with the imbalance, it is showing that he has also suffered from imbalance, not only feeling kind of stuck in his Eight of Swords energy, and I think feeling like he liked to kind of make others feel that way. Since he felt that way, it was an imbalance. So that was a way for him to bring back the balance a bit. So that is kind of leading up kind of to what was going down with Maya. I believe in, we'll clarify to see how it affected her relationship with him, but we're going to kind of see as far as the altar itself, what it has to do with her disappearance. They're saying it was seen before, so let's go ahead and see about that. Yeah, it's like the Seven of Cups. So it's like he had these choices to choose from, and so he kind of used the Seven of Cups. Again, it's stuck in that emotional energy, kind of like the King of Cups was over here, but it's saying like he had all these choices, almost to the point he overindulged. I'd have to look at the picture again, but there was all kinds of items on there that were kind of lining up. You did see certain things, and it does have like the kind of blood red to it, but I do think that that was him also going ahead and choosing to make this shrine and handle it whichever way he felt most fitting. So let's go ahead with the Seven of Cups and see what else the energy is about. It's like he enjoyed it behind closed doors too. So the Queen of Cups. So now it's a pair. So you have a King and the Queen of Cups on board. So this would be the way he was looking at her. So to him, she was emotionally probably distant, not what he was feeling nor wanting. He felt that she was detached at times. So that is kind of why, he stayed in this energy with her and was still feeling Eight of Swords and wanted the temperance back within the relationship. So he went ahead and decided to feel like he could do what he needed to do with her so that he could get that back, emotional fulfillment. Hey, Rosie Secrets, how are you? So with the Queen of Cups in reverse, We're going to go ahead and see what that energy is about. Why is the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Seven of Cups? So you have the Nine of Wands. So basically by doing this, he was flipping around the Nine of Wands energy. So it was this point where he was probably feeling, you know, beaten and battered. And so, you know, this is more her energy, but this is how he's kind of presenting it. He is presenting it as if she cheated, she was unfair, she was all of these things, but that's not true. So it's kind of like he is putting that energy on her, but it is more his energy that is behaving that way with the untemperance across from it. So, you know, obviously she's not here to defend herself and say that did, you know, that did not happen. So, you know, that is why he is trying to now play as if he was the victim and she was not. So, with the future, as far as, you know, the whole blood shrine and things like that, we're going to see what was his goals with that and what could possibly happen with that. What is here in the future for the blood shrine? What is he thinking? Why did he do it? What is he hoping when it happens? He is hoping that it would gain strength. This is more fire energy. So it's going to be Leo energy. So there is quite a bit of water, but there is some fire here too. So that is something to kind of pay attention to. So it is something that he was feeling like he needed to gain strength back. And I think he thought he was going to gain strength back with her within the relationship if he did so. So let's go ahead and also see why is strength here for the whole, like the altar thing and all that. The Emperor. So he's actually came out as this before in the last reading. So this way, this is more fire energy. It is showing that he feels that he kind of runs the empire. So it was kind of like he wanted strength back in what he felt was his. So it's almost like he's holding on to these two, they're basically wands, pillar type things. And thank you, Raina. And so it's kind of like he's holding on to them to show has the strength in this situation. And he's not letting go. He can do what he wants, but she can try, you know, or she tried to go ahead and move forward, but he was showing no, that it was his kingdom, it was his rules, and that's what was going to happen. So I do still think there's a lot of fire there. As you can see, there was a lot with the altar and the shrine. Obviously, candles were being used. So that is an element that he used to try to gain control over her. So let's see with the Emperor. Why is the Emperor here? So with the Queen of Swords, so I know that he had claimed this third party was on her, but I do think, again, I still feel like a woman knows. And with the Palace of Swords, it's kind of like they're rejoicing with that knowledge. They're rejoicing with the fact right now that nothing's happened yet. It's like it's kind of narcissism. It's like he thinks, he knows he's being looked at, but he feels like if he plays this a certain way, then he'll get away with it. You know, he'll have all of that. Yeah, a blood shrine. It's on the thumbnail. It's got candles on, you know, each corners. It's got, it looks like what is candles or something of the sort tied together. There's blood pictures with, you know, that splattered on it. So it's quite intense, to be honest. So with that, that was the baseboard. So now we're going to use kind of, let me see. I'm going to use now, I was going to use the cocaine, but I'm going to use the Gothic. Just because I feel like that's better for the situation. And then we'll use the dark mirrors and stuff. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I know it's early. And I greatly appreciate it. Like if this is y'all's first time here, so I'll take that thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. If y'all have not yet subscribed and y'all are enjoying the chat, I'd greatly appreciate it if y'all would hit that subscribe bar, notification bell. And then we also do Patreon, and then we have the members if you'd like to be part of the members chats. And then we also do readings for the members. So we're going to ask for Larry's spirit guides to come back in. We are going to bring Maya back in, but we're going to kind of more or less see what is going on in his mind as far as before this started happening, when it happened, and where he is now with it, and what he thought he was going to accomplish. So with the King of Cups in reverse, he still, you know, is showing in the past, he's always been a bit emotionally unstable. I did feel that he was a bit aggressive in the sense of, which could have been physically and mentally. He does also have the Emperor. So with that, the Four of Coins. So yes, he was possessive again, and which could be a trait of the King of Cups in reverse at times. So it's almost like, and you do see him with a woman, and she's kind of like no longer alive, you know. So basically you're seeing where he's got the Four of Pentacles. Let me see, I think they had the 3 children in her, so it could have represented the 4 of them. But either way, it was showing that in the material world, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, he was not going to let go of what he felt was his, so he would keep it locked down, and she would kind of have to be a part of that. With the 8 of Swords, what else would you like people to know? With the 8 of Swords, there was a lot of mental anxiety as far as not being able to see what was going on around her at certain times, being lied about communication, maybe being lied to with documents, things being made up like text, emails, things like that. But it is showing with the 4 of Swords, all that energy was released. Again, we are coming up on her missing for 4 months, so more of that is still coming out. So that's again Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. She is showing there's an intemperance that was there whenever before, you know, they met, and as it led up to this, but it stayed that way. So let's go ahead and see why. Yeah, and then from my understanding, the children are still there, which is even more disturbing, and I don't understand why. So you do have the Temperance there in reverse for the 8 of Swords, and with that you have the Queen of Swords. So again, you have the Queen of Swords over here in reverse, where he felt like this person, I feel like, kind of knew. I do feel like whoever this is over here does know, but I feel like they were kind of not so much always encouraging it, or but he did look at them in the Empress energy. So this is very, most of the time, not on this card, but they're very seductive, nurturing. They're kind of what every woman wants to be, what every man wants to be with, and all of those things. So as Taurus energy, so Earth energy. So I do still feel like he was more or less the one that was seeing somebody else. So with the 7 of Cups in reverse, let's go ahead and see why. Because of the 10 of Cups. So when he made this choice to pick the cup to go ahead and make her disappear, this is again Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and he has her in reverse underneath. So I do think that this is, you know, him looking at her in a way. So with that, he is almost celebrating it emotionally that he was able to pick a cup and get what he wanted. He felt, whether it was at her cost or not. Because with the 9 of Wands, again, this was her, and the energy he was giving off to her, but he has been portraying it as if, you know, she was the one doing it to him. So with the Queen of Cups in reverse, let's see why. The Magician. So she is saying with the Queen of Cups in reverse, he would kind of show off this Virgo energy, Gemini energy, again, Earth and air. So it's kind of like the manipulation of something. I know, right? I need like, what is it, like 6 or 7 like little poos on this shirt. Dung beetles, I don't know. But with the Queen of Cups, though, you do see it in reverse. So again, I do feel like that's how he's kind of looking at her, like he was ready to get rid of that energy. With the Magician, I feel like he felt that she manipulated things, but again, it was more his energy, and that's why he was celebrating it whenever she passed. So again, he was presenting the 9 of Wands as if, you know, that was also something that was happening to him, but more or less it was her. So let's go ahead and see. I got that too. Fire energy. Again, the candles and all that stuff were used on the shrine along with other things. All right, so he had the choice with the 2 of Swords to communicate who the real problem was. So he kind of made it seem like he had to battle with her. Like they were one and the same. As you can see, they're almost connected, but at the same time, you know, up here, they're not. So he is making it seem like they've had a battle of the mind. You know, it was 2 different minds, but they were kind of stuck in the same situation. Again, I still see the 3 of Pentacles. So there still is this third party situation who completely knows what's going on. That is Earth energy still. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So, and she is also could be saying, you know, they've worked together. There is quite a bit of water, but I do feel there is Earth by. So we'll go ahead and see what that's about. With strength here, we want to see who is trying to gain strength and why they felt this was the best option to do so. the Page of Cups. So this is going to be it could be childlike energy, it could be, you know, early adulthood, or it could just be doing something immaturely. But when it's in reverse, it is kind of not like it's this way. It's someone bringing in a message. So they're bringing in a message for emotional strength, to kind of offer something to emotionally to you, and they were trying to do that to build the strength. But with that, it was the Seven of Swords. So they were lying. They weren't, you know, he wasn't telling the truth. This is more, you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So all the communication, anything that he's been maybe documenting, writing down. Like I said, again, the altar is very much something that exposed that on him. So with the Emperor, what is that? Oh, do I? I don't know. I drink coffee. So with the Emperor, though, let's go ahead and see with that. You have the Eight of Swords again. So with this, the reason, again, he had it in the past, the Eight of Swords. So you do see where he has the Emperor here, and he is like kind of taking back control of that Eight of Swords for himself. So he is no longer letting other people feel like they kind of run that for him. He's bringing back that energy for himself. He's kind of trying to keep people bound the way that he wants them, and not so that they cannot see what is going on. But in the long run, I mean, they kind of know. So, but again, he's kind of not, you know, he is aware of it, but he's trying to kind of play dumb about it still. With the Queen of Swords in reverse, and then the Palace of Swords, we can kind of see why those are here. So by doing this, it was to release the Ten of Wands, more fire energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So that is going to be kind of the spread of why he did it. So basically, he was kind of always into this kind of energy. Oh yeah, it is the pink supermoon tonight. It's exciting. So, with his previous energy before the altar, the shrine, her disappearance, he was already kind of into this behavior, feeling, you know, not emotionally fulfilled, manipulating people that way to get what he wanted, and would hold on to them tight with the Four of Pentacles. With the Eight of Swords, he kind of just always felt like he didn't know which direction to go on his own. So, you know, whenever it was time, he would kind of just release that energy when he needed to. And as far as my situation is coming up on 4 months, so that is something that is relating to before. And then with the Seven of Cups, he made his choice to have ultimate fulfillment with the Ten of Cups. He did that against, you know, which seems like Maya's energy. He manipulated it, but made it seem quite like it was her. With the Nine of Wands, the decision was made and the communication was made, but it was made that she was cheating, like with this third party energy, but it really wasn't happening, or it was something more that was happening on his side. So he tried to like somewhat break down the strength by offering this cup of emotion and this communication that was not true, and that was the Seven of Swords. So now he is still in the Emperor energy, a bit stuck. He knows that he is being looked at. This Queen of Swords knows about it. She sorry about that, should still be going, but she pretty much holds the key with the Queen of Swords, and then it was more to like lay down the Ten of Wands. So again, there is that woman energy that is there. So do y'all have any questions about that spread? And they can do a few oracles. And I won't keep it too long because of the internet. Let's see. I might not even be able to see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to start putting these up. But that will be the reading for the altar. I think they're from California. I think it's like Chula Vista, California. If the Millete. So that is where they are from. But like I said, I put it on the thumbnail. You can actually look it up online, and you can see the way it's set up. Again, he has their pictures underneath it. He has candle. It looks like what is candles or some type of wood maybe tied together, but it looks kind of like candles, and it is bound together more with like a red twine. Like I said, there's blood kind of splattered on stuff, different stones. It almost looks like maybe pin needles or maybe some type of sticks or something like of the sort. I have no clue what they are. But it is something that, again, he is not amateur in this. So that is something that is going to be interesting to see what that was about completely. Now, some people do have a theory that it was to keep her from not wanting to separate, and then it was also a theory of like he knew what he was going to do with her, and it was to bind them together pretty much for eternity. So it's kind of going to be, you know, what you're looking at it like. There's different kind of things you can look up to see what that kind of stuff's about if you're interested. While I do that, I'm going to spray the clearing spray because we very much need to do that. And then we'll get some dark mirrors real quick, just in a chakra, see what we get. And that'll probably be the reading if nobody has any questions. Yeah, he would do it again. I don't know if she just kept it to herself. I'm not really sure. Let's go ahead and see what she has to say about him, though. He's had this before, which is fragmentation. And then envious gluttony. So yeah, he was very much doing that. And that's kind of what the altar and the shrine is showing. He was envious and he wanted him like her all for himself. So he literally made a shrine and tried to bind them together for eternity in this shrine. So he was fragmented without her. So he was basically, you know, envious of whatever situation he thought in his mind was going on, but it wasn't really happening. So, and it was fated to suffer. So this is what I'm saying. He was always like this. That's why you see him offering this. Like she was innocent, where he exactly knew what he was doing and how he was going to handle that. So with the last one, we'll kind of get a chakra card. And we'll see if we can get one from her. And then we'll go ahead and sign out if y'all don't have any questions. Yeah, totally sick. You should look up the pictures. It actually really surprised me. That's what I'm saying. This is not somebody who has never done this before, or unless he paid somebody to help him do it, but I don't think he could pay somebody to do that and then have her go missing. That's something he's done. Very dark though. So very disturbing and very sad, because you don't know how long he was doing stuff like this to her before it happened. So let's go ahead and see. Let's get what cards she'd like to give out. We'll try to get 3 if we can. All right. So you have guidance, support, love, signs, and directions. So she is saying with the guidance, I do feel like the altar is a bit of, or the shrine is a bit of a guidance. It does show the direction, some of the signs of things that were going on. It tries to show that there was no support, but in his mind, he felt that was love, and the way he was, you know, expressing it. But obviously he is twisted. So personal boundaries, as I said, I feel like this is where she's saying, you know, personal boundaries were crossed when he did something like this. And that's basically choice, assertiveness, empowerment, and authenticity. So, yeah, so again, he went against personal boundaries, and she had these boundaries where he did not. So that's why it's almost like she's kind of hiding from that individual. And this is his emotional balance. Him needing emotional balance, where he kind of fed off of hers. Again, very much of that narcissist is feeding off of somebody else's energy, you know. So it's going to be stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. So emotional balance. So these are things he did not have, but these are things like, this is the heart chakra. So he really didn't have that energy, nor was he centered, nor did he have the mental capacity to understand completely. No, he had the mental capacity to understand, but he did not maybe accept it or care about it, is more or less what it felt like. It's like he kind of just felt like he could do as he wanted. Must be a Scorpio. I don't know. It must be. We'll have to look at it. I actually don't know his birthday. I had hers, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it would be nice to know their birthdays and their signs and all that, the both of them. But do y'all have any other questions about that reading? And you know, she was much very, to me, giving the sense of the altar was there to kind of help once this process kind of finished through in his mind. It was kind of there to connect him to her, because he very much knew what he was going to do to her. So and I think he felt that it also kind of mentally he psyched himself out by thinking it was almost, you know, some way to honor what he had done, because he had made it into a blood shrine. So I'll start putting these cards away. Like I said, and if y'all have any questions, we'll go ahead and answer them. If not, are the kids okay? I'm going to say no. I think they need to be picked up. I don't see how they can find something like that and the murder for hire and then still not pick up the children. So let's go ahead and see about that. No, the children are not okay. Page of Cups in reverse and Two of Cups in reverse. And I know there's 3 children. But it is saying that there is no emotional attachment to these children. They are basically kind of just there for show for him, and he is very probably emotionally abusive to them the same way he was to their mother, and they remind him of his mother. So therefore, with the Two of Cups in reverse, it is saying he does not plan to start off brand new with them in the proper way that he should. So I would say no, the children are not safe, and they probably need to, and they do need to be removed from the home. Will he be caught? I think for pretty much sure, yeah, he will. I think he's pretty much already caught, though. Just because of the way he's acting. And then that shrine is going to help. I don't see how that's going to help him in court. But we'll see how he's going to go with court when it gets to court. He be found guilty. Got the Two of Pentacles. So he will have, I think he will go to court. He's going to have 2 different themes of the world. Okay, so you have the Two of Pentacles. So basically he has to choose between these 2 things. It's going to be 2 storylines of things that happened in the earthly realm when it happened. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. He's kind of hoping it will give him the world and start something brand new. So yeah, with that he'll probably do insanity or try. So by doing this and picking these 2 options, he thinks that, again, he's very naive in the sense that he feels like everybody kind of believes him, and you know, he doesn't seem to understand social boundaries and behaviors and things like that. So he is hoping by giving these 2 stories he will get out of this with the world and be able to start brand new with the Palace of Wands. Again, he is very much fire energy, looking at the shrine and his behaviors, hidden the Emperor. But in actual reality, he will end up in the hermit mode, which is going to be Virgo. And so he is kind of going to stay there, and as you see, it is cement and it is concrete or, you know, caves, things like that. So it's kind of like he's not going anywhere for a while. So I do think that he will be convicted, and it is just pretty much saying, you know, yeah, he'll be convicted. They have quite a bit of evidence on him, and so they're going to use this against him, more fire energy. So that, and then that's going to end up putting him into the 8 of Swords again, right where he started. So that whatever he tried to get out of is what he's going to end up right back in. So, yeah, he's about to get a bath, and then we're going to go head out. We got somewhere for the kids to go swim in. Yeah, he'll try to plead insanity. I don't think he'll get it. Just because it took a lot of time and effort for that shrine, so it's not really insane. I mean, it's insane in like the sense that you did all that, but you're not insane if you can sit there and actually do that. Yeah, we're gonna take them swimming, and there's a couple other things here for them to do, so we're just gonna go have some fun. And then we'll do one healing card for Maya. And then we will sign out. Yeah, right. Peanut butter sticks. Alright, so we're going to do the healing oracle for her. Kind of see what she gets. You got the grandbabies today. It's one of them days. It's going to be for Maya. So, temptation. So, I think that as much as he did things, you can see where she was still tempted by his energy at times. And I think sometimes she was also tempted when he acted out a certain way to go ahead and think of others, you know, because whenever you are put into a horrible situation, you kind of ideally dream for the best. So, the way it's like she's kind of hoping for that other individual to come in and kind of save her. And you do see here where there are candles. Candles were used on the shrine. It's coming to a 10. That is going to be a close. So that is a closing of a cycle. So again, that is going to be, to me, her energy very much saying that she kind of longed for a better relationship. But she always kind of ended up with the ghost of him following her. So the best way, and you see they're about to go to bed. She's about to lay down in that one. And this one is going to be dreams. So she would dream of a better situation in her life. And I think she would dream of it for her and her 3 children. And that is why you do see 3 as well. But do you all have any questions again? Yes, very, very sad. I do think she stuck around and tried to make it work out. I do think that she knew he was completely mentally disturbed. But obviously, nobody thinks that someone's going to do that to them. So... yeah, like I said again, I kind of feel like she, like, really just hoped for the best. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be really interesting. I mean, I don't know if people who knew him before would tell you that he was very polite or convincing. I really haven't seen any interviews from before any of this happened. But from everything you see after, he's not polite. He's really not that cooperative. And the whole shrine thing alone is like, it screams guilty on top of everything else. Someone made a comment too that the freezer wasn't missing. Nobody said the freezer was missing. The freezer had been moved to family, to my knowledge. So I'm not sure where, if they would have watched the whole video, they probably would have heard that part. But nobody said the freezer was missing. They said that it had been moved after she had went missing. So I did want to go ahead and clarify that. That's your fibromyalgia. Yeah. Well, at least it'll get you moving. At least if I move with it, it helps stretch it. If I stay sitting too long, I get stuck in that position. So it's easier if I just keep moving. Get a leash. That's funny, y'all. Alright, well, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to sign out. If y'all don't have any questions. And then we can go ahead and meet up again pretty soon. We'll do another case. If y'all have any other questions though about the shrine, things that I maybe didn't get into that y'all would like to know more about, y'all can always leave it in the comment section whenever the video uploads. So that way I can go ahead and maybe do that as a separate live in the future if y'all have any more questions about it. When people are asking though, element wise, there is very much a water element in the area, but there is land very much close by too. So yeah, it's very creepy. It's creepy because now it's gotten deeper than just him pre-planning and trying to hire, you know. It's like not only was he doing that, he was Scorpio. Yes, very crazy. Again, you know, the murder for hire, the blood altar, or the blood shrine, the gunshots. I mean, numerous things. I mean, there's so much. But Yes, y'all are very welcome, and thank y'all again for joining me. Like I said, I hope it did give some insight. Like I said, if there's anything though that I left out that maybe has been added recently, or something that wasn't included in it, or even just questions y'all have about the reading, like I said, just leave them in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and get to those and clarify them for you. So again, y'all have a great morning. I will talk to y'all soon. Blessed be to each and every one of you. Y'all take care, and I will see you a little bit later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.